Hey, this is Nicole Kelly, host of Loud and Proud. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Sam Kirby, host of Cinema Stories here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Cinema Stories, where we hang out and just talk movie and TV news and reviews, and it's awesome. A new show comes out every single Tuesday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Cinema Stories. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Good morning. How are you today? My name is Meyer. I'm here with you on Public House Media, and today I want to talk to you about finding success, how confident people set themselves up for success, how you can set yourself up for success in life, and just some simple steps, some easy concepts to kind of just apply to your life and get going with how you want to move forward in your future. I'm super pumped to be coming live to you this morning. Welcome if you're listening on the podcast version. I'm so excited that you're listening, you subscribed, and that you've told your friends about us here at Public House Media, as well as Choose to Rise, my page on Facebook and here. Yay! Okay, so it's Friday. It is an amazing day to be alive, and we're going to talk about confidence and successful people and how you can be both confident and successful. So maybe you're already an achiever in life. Maybe you are trying to figure some things out. You're getting frustrated, trying to take yourself to the next level. Maybe you know the basics of how to succeed, but you aren't maybe motivated to do the right work. Maybe you just truly need to get connected to a community of people that are really ready to push you and help you be what you want to be. Maybe you are just in a position where you don't know what your next step is. But I can tell you that small steps, the step in the right direction is never always a huge step. It can be a small step. Small steps can make a huge difference in setting yourself up for being the best thing possible. So small steps over time, it'll lead up to big things. And one of my great mentors, Trina Gray, says inches. It takes inches to go the extra mile. So if you're interested in becoming more successful, what can you do to add one more inch to the thing, to the day, to the communication, to the email, to the relationship, to the activity you're doing? What is it that you can do a little bit extra of? And the same, that small step, but it's something that's going to take you huge places. All right, so here we're going to walk through some 16 simple things that you can set you apart from the crowd. These tips are going to help you be more admirable, be more successful, just hang out with the coolest people in the world, and just help you be your best self. The number one thing is to always be yourself. No matter what you want to achieve in your life, you need to come from a place that is truth within inside of you. No matter what your business is, no matter what your goals are, going through a place of truth and going through a place of commitment and passion is where you're going to find your best self. So there's going to be lots of ups and downs, and you have to be coming from a place where you're going to stick to it. You have to have a real reason why, and being able to can't just say because I want to, or it's best for somebody else. It's almost something where you have to really kind of be selfish in a little way and say, what is it for me that I'm going to get out of this? Because when the going gets tough, the tough are either going to, the tough get going, but if you're not connected, you're going to quit. And so if you're really passionate about something, if you really want to sustain something, you have to come from a place of why. And being you and being true to yourself is the best way that you can do that. The second thing that you can do is don't believe in limits. Once you become fearless, life becomes limitless. And I love that quote because it's so true. It's so easy to ignore the success of things. And sometimes, people are like, oh, dream big. But really, if you put limitations on yourself, you're never going to get where you need to go because you're always going to sit behind that limitation. So if you can be fearless, if you can be limitless, if you can dream big dreams and go for them regardless of what things are, don't put constraints on yourself. If you live a life according to your constraints, you'll always be stuck allowing your external situations to determine your internal capabilities. Dreaming big doesn't necessarily mean that you immediately have to go outside of your major comfort zone. Dreaming big means that you immediately doesn't mean that you have to immediately see how to get the perceived outcome. It simply allows your mind to understand that the goal is at work, and that pinpointing that goal, you can come back to your current situation and you can begin to create a blueprint of where you really want to go. Dreaming big just gives you a point of reference outside of your comfort zone, out where you want to be, down the path of success. And when you do that, then you can, you'll be able to get farther, and you'll be able to go the distance when you can see yourself there. You have to dream it, you have to see yourself, you have to visualize, and then taking one small step at a time is going to get you to that destination. The next thing is to feel the passion and let it fuel your work. If you ever really want to have an impact with your major desires, you need to be willing to weather, whether the storm come your way, or if it's going through the motions and lack the burning of whatever it is you're doing, the road may become impassable. So Richard St. John studies tons of successful people out in the world, and he says the passion was one of the 8 major factors he identified as necessary in order to be successful. So if you're truly passionate about what you're doing, if you're truly passionate about what you want to do with life, go for that. And if you've forgotten your passion, remind yourself of what that is so you can draw on that passion, draw on what makes you you, so that you can go forward and do what you want to do in the first place. Forget the snooze button and get up early. Highly successful people seem to have more hours in the day. And why is that? It's because they get up earlier and they attack the day faster than other people do. They have a morning routine that gets them going. And they do all of this without sacrificing sleep, because the most successful people wake up early, but they also go to bed early. So if you are getting up and tackling the day, you're going to find way more success in your morning if you can get, and you're going to feel more successful if you can get more done before the rest of the world gets going. So Tom Corley discovered this finding after studying successful people for his book, Change Your Habits, Change Your Life. And most of these high achievers got up 3 hours earlier before the actual day started than anyone else. So I get up at 4:50 most mornings. Today I slept in a little bit because of my cold, but most mornings I'm up before 5 o'clock, getting in some devotion time, getting in some work, getting in some just setting a positive routine for my day. And that is kind of the next thing, is commit to a productive morning routine. I can't tell you how much this has helped me go above and beyond what normally happens. I just feel so much more accomplished in the day. I feel so much ready to take on whatever is thrown at me because I've established a morning routine where I get something done. If you follow step by step the above and get yourself up early, you setting that morning clock, getting yourself out of bed, not hitting snooze, wasting time catching up on social media for an hour is not a feel good as it's going an invigorating jog, practicing your mind, clearing your mindset session. No matter what your morning routine may be, I encourage you to pick up the book Miracle Morning, because it has a set routine for you of these 7 miracle morning steps that are going to help you create a miracle morning. Things like meditation, journaling, sitting in silence. That's when I get my prayers in, getting some fitness in, getting the blood pumping. So all of those kinds of things are going to be things that are going to help you feel good, move forward towards your goals and stick to something consistently. Consistency is the key always in everything. So if you can come up with a willing routine and apply it first thing in the morning, you're going to have so much more success in the rest of your day. The next thing is you got to be willing to adapt, and willing and ready to adapt. So though it's fun to pretend you can predict the future, the truth is that we have no idea what may happen to us. People behave in surprising ways, and so circumstances can change in a blink of an eye. You can really only control what you can control. So only focusing on what you can control is what you should need to be doing. And then outside influences are constantly transforming the nature of some people's realities. So you never know when someone's going to get sick. You never know when something financial may happen. You never know, nothing's guaranteed in this world except the love for yourself, maybe the love of your family, and the love of your Christ. So those are the things that are guaranteed, and those what you have inside of you is the piece that you can move forward. So you have to be willing to adapt to what's going on around you, but then realize that the world is ever changing, and that though you may desire something specific, they're constantly adapting to whatever the new realities of the situation may provide, and the adaptability and the resilience in the face of some seeming failures can make all the difference in your life. So if you are you're adaptable, but you are keeping that fire and that passion inside of you, and you're staying true to yourself and your goals, you are going to get to where you need to go. You just have to maybe take a different path to get there. The seventh thing is saying sorry. Saying you're sorry can be a strength, not necessarily weakness. Too often people equate vulnerability and recognition of making mistakes as a sign of weakness. And unfortunately, that is so not true. Being willing to self-reflective and openly admit your mistakes makes you a more grounded and genuine, powerful person. Founder of Facebook, CEO Mark Zuckerberg proved this was true after publicly acknowledging that his company had made mistakes in the past. But recognizing your own human imperfections, you can do more about them, being open and honest and improving your future. And as a major bonus, you'll embody some powerful leadership characteristics to go along with it. I know that when I make a mistake, I really try to make sure that I apologize, that I try to set the wrong correct. And so if that's something that you struggle with, I've always kind of struggled in that area. That's something that my husband and I worked on in our marriage, being a more united couple. And when you can say, I'm sorry, or you can own up to the fact that you were wrong, you will be surprised at how powerful that is in your day. The eighth thing, halfway there, is to force yourself to get lucky by staying in the game. So you're always guaranteed bad results if you quit. You're always guaranteed failure if you quit. But by its very nature, you can force luck. It's a serendipitous moment when all of your preparation and hard work finally pay off and you break through the next level of achievement. But you can make yourself significantly luckier by simply continuing to be in the game, right? Consistency pays off when you show up to the process, when you show up to the work. The most successful people recognize that they're committed to their profession and for the long haul. Being whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's your health, whether it's relationships, whether it's your job, whether it's whatever kind of goal that you have for yourself, showing up consistently and being there, being committed for the long haul, being committed as you is going to help you get luckier. The luckiest people are the ones that work the hardest. And so, everything comes with hard work. Everything comes up with consistency and showing themselves. So don't give up on yourself. Lady Luck will find you if you are getting in a position, you're putting yourself in a position to get to the next step. Exercise that imagination and read regularly. I am a huge, huge, huge advocate for personal development. When I started this healthy living journey almost 3 years ago now, I thought PD was crazy. I thought you didn't need personal development. That was for somebody else. I just needed to work out and get fit. But what I really realized was that not only you weren't going to lose the pounds, and that wasn't just about losing the pounds and inches. It was about losing the mindset and the lifestyle that got me to that place. And so in order to get rid of the negative mindset, in order to get rid of the negative lifestyle, I had to change my mind. I had to do something that was going to get me out of that mindset to keep the body that I wanted. And so exercising routinely, exercising the mind routinely, and believing in myself that I was worth the effort and worth the work really makes a huge difference. So after school and after things you have to do, trainings and things, people often forget that reading can be extremely helpful for keeping your mind sharp. And that means focusing on more than just the news articles and the internet feeds and your Facebook to find information. Reading is beneficial. Most successful people take time to really exercise their imaginations with consistent set aside fiction, classics, or whatever that tickles your creative fancy. I personally like to dive into personal development books, something that's going to grow my mind, something I'm going to learn from, something that's going to challenge my thought process. It's going to help me keep going in the direction that I want to go. And if you're reading something or if you're listening to something, I do pick up a book at least once a month, but I also have a lot of books on my Audible app that I listen to regularly. So if I'm in the car going to someplace, or I'm doing dishes, or I'm getting ready for the day, having my headphones in, I have listened to books while I work out before. Just fueling my mind with good things is always a way to strengthen my mind, strengthen my mindset, strengthen my body along the way. So try something risky. Get excited about a new adventure. Get excited about going forward in a positive way that's going to help you learn more, strengthen your mindset so that you can change your life in all areas. Number 10, know that risks are inevitable and approach them fearlessly. All right, so successful people are already aware that every new adventure contains some sort of risk. You are going outside of your comfort zone. That's going to apply risk to your life. But the most successful people don't simply recognize or attempt to avoid the risk. Instead, they embrace it. They take it on full head, because without change, without risk, there's no change. And change is needed to grow. So when you're aware of the risk as a necessary part of your growth, you alleviate that stress that fear places on you, and you begin to look for opportunities to provide that risk. You try going out and try new exciting things. You maybe go on an adventure. You maybe try a new hobby. Maybe you go out and meet new people. Maybe you go do things that are going to make you stronger. Maybe you go live on your Facebook page. Maybe you do things. I think it's Eleanor Roosevelt that says, do something every day that scares you, right? Grow and be fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire. I love that quote too. Number 11, expect and embrace failure. Much like risk, failure is a full aspect of life. It is completely inevitable that it's going to happen to you at some point. Christ did not tell us that we are going to have an easy life. He tells us that we're going to have a hard life. There are going to be struggles in this life. But the most successful people, the most confident people on this planet know that, and they don't doubt themselves. They don't question themselves when they face failure, because you have to fail to learn. One of the affirmations that my kids and I do every morning when I drop them off at school is, when I fail is when I learn. And so I just keep trying. And when I fail is when I learn, because you are always learning something from a failure situation. A bad move is not always a bad move. A bad move tells you this is now not the direction you want to go. You've learned something from it. Seeing failures as stepping stones to your next big success will help you keep focused and achieve more than any retrospective career can ever teach you, any training can ever teach you. So Thomas Edison created like 1,000 light bulbs before he got the one that worked, right? So it wasn't 999 failures. It was 999 ways not to make a light bulb. So think about how you embrace failure, and instead of letting it defeat you, letting it define you. Number 12 is ask people for help. Americans especially love to feel independent. They love to feel like they can do it on their own. Our entire culture is founded on the idea that we can do whatever we want on our own. But behind every high-achieving successful millionaire or billionaire or super successful person or coach, in my situation, in my business, is the loyal and dedicated crew of people who are behind them. And my team helped me hit a really, really, really huge goal recently. Hard work and dedication, no matter how big your team is, how big or how many people you have in your backcourt, it's a matter of how many people are going to help you get to where you want to go. Simply delegating tasks, simply asking for help, using the skills of the people around you to help support you, freeing up some stress, getting focused on what's most important, what's most valuable, keeping you grounded. All of those things are what people around you can do. And just like apologizing, the ability to ask for help is actually a major strength, not a weakness. The 13th thing, almost to the end here, is to be focused and follow a plan. In order to have confidence in the ability of the world, you don't want any of those things to go wasted. So if you have a clear vision on what you want to do in life, follow the plan. Make it happen. When you set yourself, earlier we talked about having that vision out there, seeing where you want to go, and then making a plan to get there. Maybe the plan won't work right away. Maybe you'll have to readjust. Maybe you'll have to be adaptable in how you get there. But making a plan and enacting that plan, following the plan, it will get there. Of course, the most important thing is to retain balance in your life and not make everything jam-packed with the plans for work. But that doesn't mean that you should be simply whatever strikes your fancy to get where you are either. Whatever it is in my life, whether it's my career job or my side hustle with coaching, I have a plan in what I'm going to do in order to get there. There's a set of expectations that I need to get through in a day. And so, trying to be successful in this area, I've learned from all my reading and listening to personal development that when you set a plan, you go through the plan, and if you need to make tweaks along the way, fine, but follow the plan. Whenever you get loosey-goosey on things, that's when things get loosey-goosey and don't work. Next thing is get yourself organized. If you have a plan, organize yourself. 10 minutes you waste every day looking for your keys doesn't help you be productive. The 10 minutes that you waste scrolling through social media isn't going to help you be productive. The 20 minutes you are looking for this piece of paper or that piece of paper isn't going to help you be productive. Having your clothes set out for you yourself, or wearing your workout clothes to bed, is increases your chances you're actually going to get your workout done in the morning. Having a plan, getting things organized, getting things set out in place. And if you know me very well, you'll know that I'm not naturally organized, but you can educate yourself on the basics here. You can simply hire an expert. You can read some personal development books. You can just set yourself up in small ways that are going to help you focus and stay in the flow longer. So when I get up in the morning, my breakfast is prepared, ready to go. My Energize is out and ready. My devotional is sitting right where I need it to sit down to. My headphones are always right next to my phone so I can pop them in and get in a good podcast. I always sleep in my workout clothes. They're just simple things along the way that can help my morning go faster, streamline things, and help me get to where I need to go. Number 15, we're almost at the end. There's 16 tips. 15 is take time to reflect and meditate. Really, reflection is one of the most amazing things that you can ever do for yourself. Sometimes you get so caught up in doing that you forget to sit down and reflect on the things that you're doing. Maybe the things that you're doing are not taking you in the direction of the goal that you want to go. Maybe you need the plan that you set isn't getting you to where you want to go. This is where reflecting on what's happening, reflecting on what's working for you, maybe what's not working for you, so you can make those adjustments, so you can move forward in a positive way. Make time every single day to reflect. And when you are reflecting, think about what you're grateful for. Think about what's working in your life. Think about what's not working in your life. And then unplug. Turn off your part of the brain that needs to really think about things all the time, and just give yourself some rest so that you can be most productive when it's time to go game on. Also, the last thing is just to be willing to do the work. It doesn't matter how much you believe in yourself if you're not willing to put in the muscle grease to make your dreams a reality. You can want so badly to have an amazing, healthy life. You can want so badly to get up and work out every day. You can want so badly to get the advancement at work. You want so badly to reach some sort of goal in your life. But if you're not willing to put in the work, you're never going to be able to get there. Remember we talked earlier about how you have to be you. Don't put limits on yourself, and let your passion fuel you. Go forward. By not putting in the work, you're putting on limitations. Focusing on difficult tasks at hand, and you're constantly facing rejection, hardships, and unforeseen challenges. But if you keep the perspective on the things, the tips of these tips, of things that are they're going to help fuel you to get where you want to go, on the outcome that's going to there, but also the process that it takes to get to that end goal, you'll be willing to dig deep and continue to pursue your passion without thought about it. Because if it fuels you, if you allow your passion to fuel you, if you allow the things in your life to help excel you forward, you're going to have so much more of an amazing life and more success in your life when you are able to get through things that are hard, because you are going to be you. You're going to believe in yourself. You're not going to set limits on yourself because you have success that you want to achieve. And if you feel passionate about something, I encourage you to go for it. I encourage you to find the success, put in the work, get up, make a plan and stick to it. Get up earlier in the morning so you can make those dreams happen. There's just been some amazing things that have happened in my world this year that I don't think would have happened if I wouldn't have practiced some of these things. And yes, I got this list. Somebody else comprised this list, and I'm sharing from my heart on these things. But it's a compilation of lots of things that if you want it bad enough, if you want to keep going with it, if you have passion for it, if you believe in yourself enough and you take away the limitations, anything is possible. And when you believe that you're using the abilities and the skills that God gave you to live your best life, anything is possible. So I encourage you today on this amazing Friday that you rise up out of your current situation, live your best life, find success in your life, find success in your world by applying one of these things to your life, taking some reflection time and really thinking about what it is that you want to achieve, how you want to get there, and then using your passion for that area to go forward with that. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Come back to Public House Media on Monday. I'll be back here Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'm on Choose to Rise, but you can always catch me on Choose to Rise podcast. Tell your friends about it, subscribe, share it with a friend. Come back and listen to all the other amazing shows. There's some great things coming out here on Public House Media every day of the week, all times of the day. And I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Talk to you all later.